Our next guest is with the company that invented DVRs. As part of our 20 years of coverage of IFA here in Berlin, Germany, we thank you for tuning into tomorrow. The Senior Vice President and General Manager of TiVo is Ben Maughan. Ben, welcome into tomorrow. How are you, sir?
Awesome. Thank you. Glad to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you as well. And of course, that's accurate, I'm sure. The company that invented DVR, because I've had one of the original TiVos. Well, not anymore, because it's a long time ago. But it changed our TV viewing world, and I loved it.
Exactly. 20 years ago,
Yeah.
it allowed for time-shifted viewing of content.
Yes.
So you could pause live TV and then watch it. You could rewind it. You could fast-forward it.
Yeah.
And that was what was great about TiVo, being an innovator in the space 20 years ago and continuing to be an innovator now.
And speaking of innovation, some very cool changes involving TiVo lately. And yes, of course, TiVo is still around. You know, I hear my audience in my head, oh, I had one, then I had one too. But they're still making DVRs? And yeah.
Yeah.
But tell us about some of the changes with TiVo these days.
So TiVo continues to make DVRs, but the future is really streaming and streaming devices and smart TVs.
Sure.
So TiVo has migrated from that heritage, that rich heritage of DVRs, to the streaming media space. So one of the things that we're doing here today is we're actually announcing that TiVo OS, which is our operating system for smart TVs, is now available in Europe.
In Europe?
In Europe,
so
correct.
Do we in the U.S. get it at some point too?
Well, you know, the U.S. is a very important market. And
does that mean yes?
That's going to be more to come. More to come.
Okay, sounds like a politician, but it makes sense because clearly you want to see how it's accepted in Europe, which I'm sure is going to be very well. And who would have thunk it? An operating system, that TiVo OS. You know, we hear about all these other OSs, but now TiVo. And how would that work then with the smart TV?
Yeah, it's a great question. So. There are a lot of smart TV manufacturers that don't have the experience and the resources to build their own media platform, right? Their own operating system. So they've looked at other operating systems to help them achieve that goal. So there's the Google TV, there's Roku OS. But what we do that's different is we actually engage with the TV OEMs and we make sure that they own the experience. So that it's not a TV that folks think, oh, this is a Roku TV. But that it's actually the TV OEM TV that's powered by TiVo, not controlled by TiVo.
Oh, okay, well, that's kind of cool. But you give them, work with them to engage their audience, their consumer, their end consumer, with a lot of entertainment options, it sounds like.
Exactly. So one of the hallmarks of TiVo OS is that we actually do what's called a content-first experience. So we pull all that content out of the sea of apps, and we put it into a single interface. So you don't have to remember, is this piece of content on Netflix? Is this piece of content on HBO Max? It's all right there. So you can search, browse.
I pray it comes to the U.S. because honestly, that's my biggest problem. You know, we all have so many streaming services lately, and it's like, gosh, I remember the next season of such and such is supposed to come on. Where was I watching that? You know, was that a Prime thing or was that a Hulu? Or I can't remember. And people say, well, write it down. No, it's a digital world. I'm not writing it down.
It changes too.
That's also true.
So you could have it on one service one month.
Yeah.
Your favorite program on a separate service the next month.
Yes, very true. Depends on all the behind-the-scenes work.
All the windowing and rights and everything like that.
Oh, my gosh. So then you keep track of those kinds of things as part of the TiVo OS then for smart TVs. And I just say, I want to watch X show. I don't care where it comes from. You'll get it to me.
Exactly. So we believe that consumers today are overwhelmed by the amount of choice and the amount of content, right? So
I thought it was just me.
No, it's everybody, right? And so what we've done is we've created a very simple UI and experience. We've pulled all this content from the sea of apps. We've made it incredibly easy to navigate and discover, right? And then the other part that's unique is we have our own voice solution. So similar to Amazon Alexa, similar to Apple's Siri, but it is specifically tuned for entertainment. So you can ask our assistant, our voice assistant, hey, show me the movie that says show me the money. And it will know you're talking about Jerry Maguire.
So that's a lot of data and research that your team has had to do to make that happen.
So, like you said, we've been at this for 20 years.
True.
Right? So we have all the rich metadata about entertainment. We have all the relationships about different pieces of content.
Yeah.
We actually know how people talk about content in the blogospheres, and we use that to inform our neural network so we can say, this is what that person's meaning when they query our system.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
It's one thing to say, I need the name of the movie that my favorite actor was in or something like that, and you'll get a list. Oh, that's the one. But to be able to quote a phrase that you remember, it stuck to you. That was how you remember and enjoy that movie, and you'll find it for us. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's very awesome.
Yeah, one of my favorite queries is find me the movie with Tom Hanks where he talks to the volleyball.
Oh, of course.
And that's Castaway.
Exactly.
The system knows that. I
Right.
can never remember that except I do the query.
Because I was thinking as you said that, I've seen the movie, I remember the movie, the handprint on the volleyball, etc. What was that? And then fortunately you said Castaway, because in your brain is the TiVo OS already.
Exactly. It's we literally just transferred it.
Yes, he's got the chip.
Yes, exactly.
So you make that happen. So it's different than, say, Google TV. I mean, some people are familiar with that. How is it different?
Yeah, great question. So Google TV, their experience is the same across all TV OEMs, right? Our experience is unique by specific TV OEM, right? So
and tell our audience what OEM is, just in case.
Thank you.
people
So
aren't familiar.
TV, original equipment manufacturer, is like a TV brand.
Yeah.
So one of the other things that we're announcing today at the show is that Vestel, the largest European smart TV manufacturer, will actually be our first customer to have TiVo OS in Europe.
Well, congrats.
Thank you.
That's pretty good. And dealing with the largest one is a good start.
It's a good start. Well, I think that goes to, obviously they want their consumers to be happy.
Of course.
So they've experienced TiVo OS and they're like, this is truly a transformational operating system.
Yeah.
So just like TiVo changed the DVR and our watching experience 20 years ago, TiVo once again has changed the way streaming works and made it a great experience again. So Vestel saw it and they said, we want that to be part of our TV platform portfolio that we're providing to consumers.
Well, Ben, I'm glad, number one, that TiVo is still around. I'm even happier that you guys are doing some very cool, unique things. So keep up the good work and allow us to all be happier that we'll also have it available in the U.S.
Yeah, okay.
I know you won't commit yet, but I'm going to put the pressure on.
I'll put in the requirements, Doc.
Yeah, there you go. Well, Dave wants it. We better do it, right?
Exactly. Starting in Miami.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Check it out, of course, at TiVo.com, TiVo.com. We'll get you there when you visit us to see the video of all of the radio interviews at IntoTomorrow.com. Ben, thanks so much for being with us on the show.
Thank you, Dave. Pleasure.
We're back with more from IFA in Berlin, Germany. I'm Dave Graveline. Stay tuned right here on the Advanced Media Network.